Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Player One Painter, where we paint realistic scenes of video games. Now the game I think we should paint today has a guy with a very large sword. I decided today we should paint Final Fantasy VII. I mean, the game has it all. Little guy, big sword, friends. Now, many people think the Buster Sword is a pretty impractical sword. Well, I'm here to prove you all wrong. There's plenty of practical things the Buster Sword can do for you. Just because it's a large sword doesn't mean you can't do things like cut butter, use it to spread butter on bread, cut carrots, even cut your hair. Gonna have to recall that last statement. You should not cut your hair with a Buster Sword. Well, show must go on. Let's go. Alright, let's get painting. So today I thought we could do a nice cloudy scene of Midgar. Let's start it up by taking some of our gel medium or liquid white onto our 2-inch brush. Go over to your canvas and just kind of glide it across. Alright, once you get a nice thin even coat of liquid white, go ahead and go into your phthalo blue, nice strong crazy blue, and your black. Now this mixture is just going to be for the nice smoky cloud above Midgar, because all that Mako energy is making global warming happen. So take that mixture, go up here, do some X strokes here. Nice and easy. Over the entire canvas. Once you have a nice coat of that thin dark blue color down, go with your brush, that color still on your brush, tap more into the black so it's more of a darker blackish blue, black blue. And take your brush and we're just going to go up around these sides here and kind of add more illusion of smoky clouds around here. Just tap them in. Simple as that. Now once you get a nice bit of clouds and dark sky in there, take that same brush and just kind of glide it over the canvas so you kind of get all those brush strokes out. A nice even cloudy Mako energy sky. Now after you play around with your sky and clouds a bit, we're going to take that same dark color and just pull it down more. This painting is going to be what we call monochromatic, which is basically, if you see the color wheel, is very similar colors right next to each other. So there's not a lot of colors in it, but the way you choose the values is what makes the painting. So with that said, go back in your dark color. Just fill the rest of the painting up with it. Look at that, you're basically done. Alright, and that's the painting. It's too much Mako energy, you can't even see the city. Just kidding. Alright, now by covering the whole canvas, we're really just setting up the scene of Midgar. So this is really going to be the background area, and we'll put the buildings in front, so on and so forth. And with that in mind, I just kind of had an idea for things I used to struggle with in the beginning. This is a little art aside, a little art chat. Now big brushes, right? Don't be afraid of them. Like, you see how we did all this within like maybe 5 minutes? So people who sit there with a small brush and I mean, sometimes you can do amazing paintings with small brushes, but sit there and just poke at it for hours on end? Man, I can't focus more than 5 minutes. Big brush, get it all done, next step. Now before we start the actual buildings of Midgar, very crucial step that we do this now and not later, let's spring on some of that Mako energy in the air. I always thought it was funny. You see all these Mako reactors, you know, drilling for the Mako life energy, life stream, which is basically oil. When I was a kid, I thought they have like, you know, Mako gas stations. So you go there, you get your pump out, squeeze it, you just hear a scream from the planet like, ah! But who knows, maybe that's what we're doing today, we just don't know it. Alright, back on track. To get a nice hue of that Mako energy in the sky and whatnot from reactors, get some of your cadmium pale hue yellow. Get some of your phthalo blue. This actually does make a nice green here. We're actually going to have to touch it though with some white. So get that mixture going on. And grab some white. See it already. Oof. Nice color, nice color. Now once you have that, just kind of go here and there and kind of pop some Mako energy in the sky. Just touch it here and there. And this will make a little bit more sense when we go further in the painting. But better to do it now, then we can put buildings on top of it. So you'll see that in a second here. Alright, now after you've applied a few of the lighter green Mako sky, take your big brush again, and we're just going to kind of glide this over here to kind of smooth everything out. Alright, whenever you have that all smoothed out, your background's basically done. Now we're going to focus on the city of Midgar, where dreams come true, or are very much nightmares and not dreams, but are still very true. Like Sephiroth. So to start, grab a smaller brush, we're going to focus on that big major Shinra building, and from here on out, we're going to do silhouettes, man, I'm telling you. To do a city, super simple. You know, as long as you paint the overall shape of the building, you can go back and add lights to it, you can add different colors to it, so you have to start somewhere, so you put down the silhouette first, and then go back to it later. Don't stress yourself out. Work smarter, not harder. Penny saves, penny earned, the earlier bird gets the worm, and Kate Sith, what the heck is Kate Sith? What is this? Is he a robot? Is he a cat robot? Who, is that Mog real? Because there's a second one, right? You know, little pyramid, great pyramid explodes, and then all of a sudden there's another one. Stresses me out. So, take your small brush, go into that black, go into that white, have a nice little gray color going here. Go up here. Now again, this is just a silhouette. You might not be able to see it right now, but once we add all the bells and whistles and lights and whatnot, it will pop out. So don't be discouraged at first, because it's not looking the way you want it to look. Alright, now as you can see, I'm really just laying down shapes to get the overall silhouette of the Shinra Midgar building. And it's not hard, don't worry, it looks crazy complex, it's just literally shapes, you know. That's a rectangle, that's a circle. You know, it's funny, because I used to teach public school, for those of you who don't know. Public elementary school. And the best thing was, if you could draw a circle, the kids were like, wow, you're amazing! Then you go to art school and you realize everything you thought you knew was completely wrong, and the teacher just is standing there upset with you not knowing how to not make a tree look like a tree. Like, why do you paint a tree to make it look like a tree? You should paint the essence of an idea or a concept. And you're like, but I just want to paint a tree. Is that cool? No, it's wrong! You know, it's kind of funny. All that brutal abuse you get from going to an art school kind of shapes you into a better artist, because then you realize, well, my painting is just another painting in a sea of the world, and maybe no one will ever see it. So you're like, screw it. I'm just going to paint what I think to do. You take more risks. Nothing is precious. And then maybe one time someone sees it and like, hey, those smears on a canvas look nice, can I buy it? And you're like, well, that worked. Simply go down here, you know, there's a building here, there's a little trail. Make up these little stories, you know? There's a grate. Maybe there's a little bridge that leads off here. The fun thing about Midgar is there's so many different depictions of it, so really, you have a whole playground of possibilities. You ever need some inspiration, just go online, you'll see a bunch of pictures, some concept art, and you can draw ideas from that. Obviously make it your own, but be inspired by their ideas, kind of fuse it together, you got a nice painting then. Now there are a few goals in mind though. If you actually do look at an aerial view of the Midgar city, there's about, what, 7, right? Final Fantasy VII? Like 7 reactors around the city. You can represent those by obviously doing your fun here, but then make sure here and there, at a very large rectangle for like a reactor, right? And this will be played on whenever we add the detail to it. Just kind of puts it in perspective that, you know, this is Midgar. It's like any city you're trying to represent. Obviously, if you're painting New York, you might want to throw in the Statue of Liberty or Empire State Building. Same thing here. So we're just putting the reactors in. And one thing to do with perspective too is obviously the things that are closer are much larger, so this Mako reactor is closer than the rest of these. They get smaller as they go back. Gotta keep that in mind. Again, this is just the simple silhouette color. It's just gray and black. But you're just doing it all over the place. Alright, as you can see, sometimes you get a little carried away, but that's the best part about painting a city. Like, in real life, it takes a year or so to build a building. Painting, little stroke, boom, there's a building done. So it's great. So again, this is just the silhouette foundation of the city, and the best part is we only use like 3 colors so far, and look how awesome it looks. So never think you have to use every single color in the pack of colors you get, because with a limited palette, sometimes simple is more. Right now the overall shape's looking pretty cool, but once we start adding the lights to the city, oh, comes to life. So go ahead and grab a small liner brush. Definitely go into that white. And I kind of want to keep the same hue of that Mako green everywhere. We'll just use that mixture we did before. Now, very important for this next part, you own this city. Don't let the city own you, alright? You know, Rufus up in the tower, he has no power over you. You want to put a light somewhere? You put a light somewhere. Don't let Shinra push you around. Let's go here, you know, start anywhere. Drop a light in, drop our light in. And really, we're just tapping here and there for lights. Be careful not to go overboard, put them everywhere, unless that's what you want. But sometimes in buildings, you know, only certain lights are on here and there. And sometimes these little lights on can add a field of a color on the building, so you can kind of represent that. Turn the lights on. I think here we'll have some big lights. Light up the town. Now after you're done poking a few lights in there, you can't forget about those Mako reactor smokestacks. Take a little white, yellow, basically that same color we missed before, white, yellow, a little bit of blue, on our brush. Go up here. Make sure you just kind of tap it in here, kind of leave some space in between, just to make it look like it's smoke and it's rising up here. And go along to each of the smokestacks. It's nice because it really brightens up the sky. Alright, by adding that in, it kind of brightens up those darker places and gives more interest to the painting. So, we have a pretty good set on the actual surrounding city of Midgar. But let's focus on that main building. Sometimes for paintings, as long as you have one key element in super detail and you're just going to have the rest as a generalized addition to that, then that makes the painting. So we're going to focus more of our energy onto the actual Shinra building. The easiest way to go about this is get some reference and some pictures of what you're painting. But don't completely copy it. It's always fun to make it your own. But then you just have an idea to look upon if you get stuck somewhere. So I know that it has this overall shape, right? And by playing the game, there's a few different depictions. There's these lights up here that go all the way alongside here. Very straight. You know, something like that. And again, this building, give it the ultimate detail of a three-dimensional form. So these lights around there, you know, they can shine on there and they can have some highlights and shadows. So make sure you definitely focus a lot on this building just to kind of give it some life to the painting. You know, here and there, just give it some detail. Now, I'm also going to put a few red lights on there. Kind of like at an airport, there's little blinking lights, kind of let airplanes know what's going on. So get some of your cadmium red, some white. Go here, just touch it a few places. And just here and there, just give it some more life now. Oil paint dries very slow, so right now the painting is very wet, and if you get too many layers on top, it's very hard for it to show. Sometimes it's easier just to let it dry first. Once it's all dry, then you can go back on top of that, and the colors are competing with the wet colors. Now, moving on. I think it'd be cool to fill in the rest of this void with that Sector 6 playground, you know, like the Mog slide and whatnot, that you meet Eris on and hang out and grab a fresh brush here. We're going to actually touch a little brown to it. And brown, we'll use some white here, some blue, because it's still that eerie looking Midgar sky for the lighting. Something like that. Now since we put this initial black layer down, if you touch it with a lighter color, it's really going to show up there. So go ahead, and I'm going to kind of map out with my brush, so this is where your drawing skills come in. Get the paint on there, really kind of map out where you're going to fill in. So there's going to be a little gate there, since it's the gate of Sector 6 or whatever. So we can leave that there. So whenever you brighten up a little foundation for the playground area, get a smaller brush, and we'll do some detail work on those little playground structures. So I know there's that one Mog that's a big blob here. A big white dome, so take a small brush, kind of represent it like this. Fill it in. And I guess you can see that the paint's mixing with the other wet paint, so at least put in the foundation. Once it dries, we can go back into do some detail work. Make this little slide happen. Something like that. Has like a little face too, a little. That kind of goes into like a little sandbox area. Map that out. And there's one that's closer. It's kind of like a little pink one. So go into your cadmium red, white, and that's like a little dome here too. Whoop. Something like that. There's a little swing set over here. Just get into a dark color, and really you just map out the, swing set. I think there's like a porta potty up here. A little random. I've always tried to enter this building when I was playing the game as a kid, and there's just no way in. Like, what is this thing? And you know, that's the basic. I mean, I think if someone sees that, they'll know what game you're painting. With this leftover area here, I think it'd be cool to put like some debris and whatnot from Shinra. Not taking the best care of the planet. Jerks. There's little remnants of structures and whatnot. So use some browns, some whites, blacks, you know, just kind of have a little area of garbage. Woo! Maybe put, you know, some fallen building elements. Maybe this is a scaffolding or something like that. Train track. Oh, there you go. Train track. Maybe there's just a random door. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I guess in the slums, there's all those broken down buildings and whatnot, so if you just kind of put elements of buildings, people know what's going on. Every so often, just a different color, switch up the flavor. Good place to let your kids play, right? There's garbage everywhere. And I think maybe over here we can just represent more of just those slum buildings, so I guess the viewer can almost feel like they're on top of a building looking out into Midgar, so I would say get some white. There's already dark colors down here. We can kind of represent like a ramshackle building that they have in the slums. There's pieces of sheet metal, so put it down like that. Maybe it goes up here. I'm really just mapping out basic shapes of buildings. Oh, the slums. Add a little door here. Just get some of your yellow and white, a little bit of red, and give that glowing look. Pop it on here. Someone's home. Maybe we can make it look slanted, like just put some things together. Obviously, the light would pour out then onto the patio. Get some more brown here. Got like another light up here. Maybe someone lives over here. Yeah. No rhyme or reason. This is just kind of extra fun things just to add elements to. And sometimes it's really fun to paint ramshackle buildings because there's no boundaries, you know. If it has highlights and shadows, it could be a structure. And that's why painting is so fun. There's no needing to construct them. You just paint them in there. These buildings have a little bit more detail since these are very far away in the distance. These ones you can actually have fun with you know, individual doors and windows and whatever you think they would need. Alright, with these slum buildings added in, I think the last thing we need to do is sign the painting. So go ahead and get some of that phthalo blue, some of your white, and go here. I'll go on this side to sign it real quick. Alright, and with that you have a finished painting. So hope you enjoyed this one. I know sometimes it's fun to get away from the natural world and get into the man-made buildings and city world, so both are fun equally, but it's just a little switch up. You know, that Buster Sword haircut didn't do too bad. Well, thanks again for joining me here. Again, this is the Player One Painter, where we paint realistic landscapes of video games. Give this one a try. I bet you're going to enjoy yourself. Join me next time we'll paint another video game landscape. Cheers!